Hey guys, it's Will here. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a while since I've not had a video up. I meant to get this one done before I went away along with another one, but didn't quite get it done and I've been on holiday for a little while, so not been able to do anything, film anything. But I'm back now, got loads of cool ideas, stuff I want to show you, and yeah, tonight I'm going to be giving you an update on the Badmoon Orks, the army that I'm doing for the Slow Grow campaign. So at the moment this is just the first 500 points on the screen, and before I get to showing you what I've added this month, the next 250 points, just wanted to talk about the game we had at the end of the first month. Meant to do this as kind of a mini bat rep, but I can't find the pictures I took to use for it. I've changed my phone recently and I'm not sure if they've got lost in the transfer or accidentally deleted somewhere. Can't find them anywhere on my hard drive or on either of my phones, so looks like I'm not going to be able to do that, but I can tell you what happened because it was quite an interesting game actually. So 500 points aside, and all four of us playing for a centre objective in the middle, plus one in each of our deployment zones. The armies obviously were my orcs, as you can see here, two mobs of boys, mob of tank busters, grots, the big mech and the weird boy. And then Sam was running Demons of Slaanesh, so he had the Mask of Slaanesh and another Herald. Then he had big unit of Demonettes, squad of Fiends, and also one of those Seeker Chariot things, not the double-sized Exalted one, just the basic one. So a very fast-moving, very focused army there. Even more focused was Ollie's Black Legion army. So the second Chaos player, and he was running 3 Venom Crawlers and a Lord of Possession, and that was it. So obviously he's got himself a Spearhead detachment there, and 3 Venom Crawlers are going to be a nightmare for any of us to deal with at 500 points. And then finally Jack, as the third Chaos player, was running Dark Angels. Yes, I know they're not really chaos, but they really, really are. They're as much traitors as the Alpha Legion, that's for sure. He's doing a Ravenwing army, so he had a squad of Ravenwing bikes, squad of Ravenwing knights, and Samael to lead it, and a squad of scouts, I think, not strictly Ravenwing, but they fit the Dark Angel theme and were rounding out the army nicely. So we had the one objective in the centre and one objective in each of the corners. We were deploying in the corners, and it was all against all. I had Sam on the sort of the short table edge away from me, Jack on the long table edge, and Ollie right across opposite the board, which suited me fine because I didn't want those Venom Crawlers anywhere near my orcs. And it kind of divulged, or broke down into 2 games along the short table edges. So my army and Sam's army clashed, while Ollie's army and Jack's army clashed. So I had the Demonettes come at me right from the get-go, and because of the way the deployment worked and how fast they are, they basically got into a fight with me right from the word go and started making a big mess of my army. I actually got the first turn, but played quite conservatively because didn't want to just put myself in range to get charged by everything, but those Demonettes really caught me out. So although I had been able to mob up my big mob of boys, hadn't been able to do a lot of damage because of the range, and then they just got into combat and really made a mess of that squad. Meanwhile, over the other side, the Venom Crawlers were just too much for Jack's Dark Angels, and I think by the end of the second turn, he'd already lost everyone bar Samael and like the odd bike. But he had been taking some pot shots at my tank busters with his heavy bolters, knowing they weren't going to do much to the Venom Crawlers, which really was just not good for the game, because the tank busters were probably our best bet to actually put some hurt on the Venom Crawlers. But the Orcs staged a bit of a comeback then. My big mech certainly did well, taking on the Mask in single combat, and I used Unstoppable Green Tide to bring back the larger of the 2 boys mobs once they'd been almost wiped out by the Demonettes. Also managed to cut down the Fiends with a decent amount of shooting, and then the return of the boys was able to cut through the Demonettes, leaving him with really just the Chariot and the Herald left. And over the other side, the Venom Crawlers just finished off the Ravenwing bikes, and Samael tried his best, made it into combat, but it just wasn't enough, and the Venom Crawlers had come through it largely unscathed. My boys eventually finished off the last of the Slaanesh forces, but I was really down to just a few boys and the big mech by that point. And then we kind of met up with the Venom Crawlers, who were still pretty much at full strength. And yeah, that was pretty obvious what was going to happen there. I mean, my big mech put up a good fight, but it was just too much. 3 vehicles in a 500-point game like that is just wow. That was just really strong. So well done to Ollie. He sort of got us all good there, claimed the objectives, although to be honest it never really came down to objectives. We were just blowing stuff up and grabbed the objectives as an afterthought. So yeah, good fun game, and nice to see the Orcs had some resilience. Despite being targeted by those demonettes early on, we were able to bounce back and cut them down. But those Venom Crawlers were just too much. But hey, I haven't got the majority of my anti-tank in at 500 points, so there wasn't a great deal I could do. Now I'm just going to bring out the other models though, because what you really want to see is what I've added this month. Okay, so here's my updated 750 point list for my Badmoons. I think it actually comes up as 749, but yeah, it's what I've added for month 2 for this. So big thing you'll see starting off with the star unit this month has to be the looters. Obviously, a big reason to want to play Badmoons is to have these guys with the stratagems that are going to allow them to get extra shots and to do more daka, fire again, that sort of thing. And with Badmoons being able to reroll ones to hit as well, yeah, looters just a great idea to add. But the models themselves are a bit of a pain in the butt to paint, to be honest. You have to leave the whole weapon assembly off, and it's a bit tricky. The other thing is a box of 5 of these only actually comes with enough Daka guns to make, or death guns to make 4 looters, and then a mech, and I didn't want the mech because they're not really all that good, so I've had to convert up a couple, which is always a nice opportunity. So just bring them over where the light's a bit better. So these are my 2 conversions for this month. So this is Rocket Ork. So he's got various parts there to make this kind of shoulder mounted rocket launcher with a shooter attachment as his def gun, and then some truck parts to hold it over his shoulder, a bit of chain there. I think he looks pretty cool and certainly fits in the unit nicely. And then Plasma Ork stands out a bit more. He's kind of based off the old idea when looters you actually just had the weapon options from Imperial units. So yeah, this guy literally has a looted plasma cannon, but he's modified it. He's got the backpack there as well to connect that in, but that's been orcified. And then for his targeting of that, he's actually got this, which is based off the teleport blaster from the Big Mech kit. So yeah, and what's more orky than fitting a chain bayonet to a plasma cannon? So they're nice unit. Not looking forward to having to paint another 5 of those though. They're really good in the game, but they're just really annoying to paint. Almost pleased that they nerfed them to the point where I only want 15 of them in my list now rather than 25. I mean, to be honest, 2 squads of 15 would still be really solid, but I think I can get away with 1 mob of 15 now. I don't feel like the need to do 25 and mob them up post FAQ. But we'll see. We could see more than 15 looters in this list eventually, but for now, that's where we're going. The other totally new unit I've added is another mob of grots, so now I've got 2 mobs of 10, which has allowed me to merge my 2 existing boys mobs and paint up another 8 boys to, or 9 boys I think it was, to fill out this squad to a full 30-man unit with the 3 heavy weapons and a knob. It's given me 1 knob spare left over, but that's fine. He'll come and join in with another unit later on, because obviously I won't have just 1 mob of boys when the army's complete. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how that's turned out. It was still cutting it a bit fine for getting it all painted in time, but yeah, it's looking really good. And I have definitely been able to look after the photos to do kind of a mini bat rep for the second game, so hopefully within the next week or so I should have that up. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it won't be so long before I put another one up. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.